Friends, Roman countrymen, lend me your ears. Hey all. Look. I'm being silly. I am always being silly. In with the serious, because as Billy Bragg once said in his own version of Walk Away Renee by the Left Bank, you gotta take the crunchy with the smooth. And, what's that thing that people say? I promised I wasn't gonna cry. Yep, I promised I wasn't gonna cry. We'll see how that goes. So speaking of taking the crunchy with the smooth, you know what? Or as they would say, well, I'll wait for more people because I think you'll get this, but excuse me. Okay, so practical stuff out of the way first. So my name is Beth. I am a decluttering life coach. Yeah, the final live before my trip. Yes, Kim, yes. Thank God it's Friday. Friday. Thank God it's Friday. Good stuff. Now, Cat Mama says the news announcing the Supreme Court upholding the ban. I will just share with you. My first kind of gut reaction is to get sad about stuff, and then I get angry. Or I get staunch. I remember this happening before. You guys know, and if you don't know Little Edie, they didn't know they were dealing with a staunch character. So you guys, let's be staunch, shall we? Yes, let's clean out the silverware drawer and utensils drawer. Okay? Joseph is saying, won't it work with a VPN? Yeah, it will, but if everybody's scattering, it's not going to be the same TikTok as it is. Part of the thing is not just us showing up either creating content, it's connecting with people, you know? Yeah, thank you. Gen X says we still won't know what happens until Sunday. It's up to TikTok, right? Notice how words can affect how we feel. Notice how the words, TikTok is going away, makes us feel a certain way. I think it's a virtual private network or a voice private network. It's stuff. What I will offer to you is, all of us, this is getting deep real quick, okay? What I want to offer to you is, all of us are in the same situation that TikTok is at right now, okay? Which is, we are not going to be here for forever, right? And what I offer to you is, since we know there will be an end to everything, including our lives, I know I'm starting deep, but it's important if we only have 57 minutes together on TikTok. Now, I say that because 58 minutes from now, I'm going to be throwing some black clothes in a suitcase, closing it, and hopping out the door to drive to the airport because I had travel planned specifically for this weekend and the next many days after there. So what I will offer is, first of all, yay, we are still here. We are still here and we are still together on TikTok. So good morning, Carla. Good morning, German Maid 95 and Gina and Cat Mama and Joseph and Gen X with the J and the X and the purple heart. Okay? We don't know what's going to happen. We will spin out if we try to follow this freaking ping pong match. An unfair ping pong match. Okay? So what we can control, we will control. We can control how we think about stuff. We can kind of control how we think about stuff. We can kind of control how we feel about stuff, and we can kind of control what we do. And what I will offer to you, and I've said this from the beginning when I showed up as a TikTok live decluttering life coach 2 years ago, is you can do it. Okay? You can do the decluttering. You can take action to change the things that you do not agree with. You can take action to, instead of going inward and retreating, you can go forward and you can help another person. I can't be the only person who grew up watching Mr. Rogers. Look for the helpers. I am showing up right now in your life as a helper. Okay? Linda, thank you. I will be missed, but I don't have to be missed. This connection can happen elsewhere. Will it be as fun and as good and as seamless and comfortable as it is here on TikTok? No. But if TikTok goes away, we can choose to let that divide us, or we can continue to be united and hanging out together in this awesome community, and we just move elsewhere. Now, my elsewhere for Destination Decluttered is YouTube. Even better yet, I'm going to say this a bunch of times. I actually tried to change the links on my profile here to just have it to be my join page on my website. But you guys know, please, if you enjoy what I'm saying, how I've been, even if temporarily you want to, know where to find me, sign up for the Destination Decluttered free, no BS email list at destinationdecluttered.com. Even if you don't do it now, remember, you can find me at destinationdecluttered.com. You will get more cool info if you sign up for the mailing list, but even just knowing that I am not going away. I refuse to let the turkeys get me down. Okay? And yeah, Joseph just signed up last night, saw that. Becky's just listening, but you're on your way to work. Good. Okay? So I will be back. I'll be back. I will be probably on a different station. Like instead of channel 2, I'll probably be on channel 56. Is the reception going to be as good on channel 56 because it's UHF versus maybe channel 5 because it's local? No. But I'm not going away. I'm not going to let them scare me away. I'm not going to allow us to divide us. Because the nation united cannot be divided. And I prefer to be united with good people. Because when good people get together, we do good things. Now, sometimes the thing that gets in our way is we tend to have more heart than meanness in us versus the other people. But I will share, we are here right now on TikTok. I am calming down my own nervous system, saying, let's make the best use of our time together. I'm so glad we had this time together to have a laugh and sing a song and also learn how to do things that you're afraid to do, aka declutter. Okay? So, what I want to offer to you is, I don't know, frankly, if you need a YouTube account, like you can go to the website. I'll be kind when I say this. You've got to figure that out for yourself, okay? That's what the Google is for, the Google, because I'm like 90 years old inside, okay? What I will say is that's why I suggest for your own nervous system safety and reassurance, the best place you can go for me, even as a short-term connection, is hopping on the mailing list at destinationdecluttered.com. Once you're on the mailing list, that is not going anywhere. Okay, cool. I see some people signing up. It's so funny. I will share with you because I have the habit of looking over to that screen to make sure things are going well. And I am actively downloading my TikTok videos from here on TikTok, so I take them with me elsewhere. I feel like I'm packing to move because I may be moving because this building has been erroneously condemned for somebody to build something else they want, or they just don't want us here. This is like eminent domain. This is like, what's that thing they used to do in the cities? Like they knock down the old places to build something better, but it's not better at all. But we will still remain connected if we choose to do so. We can use this juncture to do something. We can choose to stay connected, or you can choose to not. It is gentrification. Thank you, Erin. Oh, Erin, I don't have a mug because I washed it. Here, I raise my water bottle to you, okay? And what I will say also, maybe this TikTok Live will not be 100% having a longevity when it's recorded and uploaded to YouTube. Maybe right now I'm showing up live to tell you action steps you can take. Now, as far as the bigger picture, as to getting in touch with the people in your neighborhood, like the people, your representatives, I'm not the best person to ask about that. There are helpers out there who can do that. But what I can share with you is this, is we're going to start small. Never mind the big picture, let's start small. So you and me, right here, if you want to stay connected, Destination Decluttered, that's all you have to remember. DestinationDecluttered.com, hop on the mailing list, you're safe. You're safe, you don't have to do anything else, okay? If you want to take a next step from that, you can go to YouTube. Now, somebody says, do you need an account or not? I don't remember. I think you might, but I have an account, so I don't know. But you can Google that. The other thing, too, is I will offer to you that I don't know if 100% if it worked, but somebody was asking me how to download your videos from TikTok, both the ones that you created, which I'm doing now, and you can download the ones that you favorited and liked by other people. So there are videos right here on TikTok that are showing you that. I found a Chrome plugin called MyFaveTT, my favorite TikTok, and I followed somebody else's. There are so many helpers here. There are so many good people who are walking us towards this mass exodus because they're knocking down our neighborhood. And while we are packing up and moving, we are going to still stay connected. So if you have videos you want to save, both ones that you've created and other people have created, and you don't want to stop having access to them, if TikTok or when it goes dark, you can do something about it. That is my main message right here. And I will say that from moving from TikTok to moving your house is deciding what you want to keep. And here's a funny thing with me. Okay, yep, MyFaveTT. Gen X says you don't need a YouTube account to watch a video, only if you want to comment or subscribe. Right. So if you want to subscribe to Destination Decluttered on YouTube and watch some of, but you can do that. You'll need an account. Okay. Here's the wonderful thing. User 8274. Let me share this with you. I know that the severity of the fires in Los Angeles, this has no equivalent as far as gravitas, but I will use it as the same concept. You have been given an opportunity. You have been alerted that a fire is going to burn down your TikTok house. But the fire will not be here for you for a couple of days. So you can choose to get overwhelmed and say, I don't even know where to start, and fritter away your time here as the clock is ticking, because the clock is ticking. What I offer to you is, this is one of those times where I'd say, if you are at a time crunch, it's so much better if you're able to and you can, to get all of the stuff into the U-Haul and get the hell out of Dodge. You can sort it later. Okay? You can sort it later. The wonderful thing I'm seeing so far, there we go. Susan says, I just went to YouTube, just searched Destination Declutter. And please, you guys, it's Destination Decluttered, ED at the end of it, past tense, I am decluttered. Look at me, I feel like the Statue of Liberty. Okay? So I will just offer that so far, and again, I'm the first person, I'm using this myself, but there is a way, there is a Chrome extension that I am currently in the process of using. I have like 700 videos that I've put up here on TikTok in the past 2 years. It is now downloading the 575th one, and I am downloading them to an external hard drive that I happen to have already. If you don't have an external hard drive, you can easily sign up for someplace like Dropbox or things like that there. But again, this is me giving you a smidge of info and then you deciding what you're going to do with that info. I cannot walk you all through this. So it's up to you to make a decision about what you want to do. And honestly, that is kind of a decluttering coaching lesson right there. Is you decide what actions you take and what actions you choose to sit out. That will control your destiny. Okay? Now that being said, I don't want to sit here all in doom and gloom and fritter away this good vibes scenario that we have here on YouTube and talk about the seriousness of outside here. So we're making a plan for the outside, but we're also going to have fun while we're still here. Somebody offered up, and I thought of the same thing earlier. This is like if we are on a boat, not the Titanic. We are on a boat that that was well built and well run and people enjoyed being on it. Someone, for their own reasons, has decided to torpedo it. So, and knowing that that's happening and somebody may not come and plug up that hole, we are both making our own, getting onto the life rafts, and playing the violin and having a ball. We're going to break out the booze and have a ball. Even while TikTok is sinking, do not let it get you down. We will rebuild elsewhere. Okay? So, shifting gears. I love that Carla Jane is saying to Erin, hi friend, happy Friday. They met themselves because of this TikToks. I love it. Grandma Bird says, yesterday I put on one of my videos on my YouTube channel, a recording of one of my TikTok lives. I've got over 500 videos on that channel. So you have plenty to choose from this next week when I am gone. So Grandma Bird says, I put on one of your videos and set a timer for 30 minutes. I cleaned off my dresser in that time. You know? Now I love this. Nana Joanne is marked safe from the TikTok ban. Yeah, check yourself in. Get yourself on the list so I can make sure to see if everybody's there. Okay? So you're finding me. You're doing good stuff. Do not get overwhelmed. Overwhelm does honestly come at a time of crisis. This is how our human brain is wired. It's to kind of be like, oh my God, what do? I got to focus on the most important things, but you don't know what? That spin out is not efficient. Let's be strategic. Let's not allow the news to let us freak out. Let's make a plan. Let's make a plan. Okay? You don't have, here's the thing, Kara, did you have to create a second TikTok to do that, to download my own videos? I technically didn't, but you may have to. The only reason I say this is because I logged in as my husband. I logged in as his because he's here. If I didn't have anybody else that I knew to log in, I would just create a burner account and then follow my page and download it, okay? So I hope that helps. Gen X, I'm glad you're doing that now. The Chrome extension that I'm using and I hope works is called MyFaveTT. Okay, there are multiple videos here on TikTok with people going step by step, just like the Backstreet Boys. Okay? Yeah, Erin, this is a choice. Erin is saying, I've decided not to download my TT faves. There are over 3K, but I never look at them. Notice what you have collected and just never played with. Maybe you can allow this as being like a reset. Okay? It could be a reset. Now, I personally am going to be very strategic about the ones I download because I know particularly, so I put some of mine in folders. Some of them I'm okay to let go of. Other ones, and honestly, I don't think this will come as any surprise to you, I have a huge folder of travel destinations, international, worldly travel destinations, because I spent so much of my time focusing on U.S. travel that I want to travel more in the world. And frankly, if this is the stuff that's happened in the U.S., I want to be reminded that there are good people over the world and not that everything is going to hell in the proverbial handbasket as it is right here. Okay? So that might be the one folder that I download. But please, too, this might be an opportunity for all of y'all to learn what you collected and did you play with your toys? Did you make that recipe? Did you book the trip? Did you connect with that person? Did you try that bra that was supposed to make you stand up straight? You know? Yeah, there's so much about what is going to happen with TikTok. What I say is make a plan and you feel good. And Erin is saying it's a growth opportunity for me. Yes. Okay. It's a growth opportunity. Learn from this moment, people. There's so many things. What kind of person do you want to look back at this time in both your TikTok life and your bigger life and say, how did I show up during times of crisis? Who did I show up as? Did I show up as a helper? Did I show up as a leader? Did I show up as a hero? Did I show up as a victim? Did I show up as an enemy? Did I show up as the bad guy? Did I show up as the people who get judged when you look at history and you say, why didn't they do something? Did I do something to stop what I didn't like? Or did I just say, oh, nothing's going to happen? No. I worked within the system and I made a plan. So I just offer to you, your future you is going to look back on you today. Be somebody your future you would be proud of. What did you do? You maintained connections. You decided to use this as a clean slate and you decided that the next social media platform I go on. I'm not going to clutter up. I am going to be more mindful of what I collect. And I'm going to check back on what I've collected. I'm going to play with my toys. I'm going to make that recipe within the week that I download it. I'm going to put a pin on my map to find out where that fancy looking hotel with the swim up pools is, so I know where it is. Okay? Yeah, and Carla Jane is saying the same way. I feel the same way. I haven't watched them, so I guess I don't need them. Okay? Now, that is decluttering and deciding what you save from TikTok. In your real life, you can also do the same. Grandma Bird went further than just her bureau or dresser top and said, I went further and went through my closet and pulled about 30 t-shirts out for donation. Okay? I love that. Yeah. There we go. And Kara, I love this. And thank you so much for the video. You guys, Kara did a really cool video. She's been posting videos of her dad's still black and white and some color photographs. They are wonderful. And I love them. And I am so glad you are using the waning hours of this connection to the world to share your dad's artisticness with the world. That is so cool of you. And Kara says, we've been pickers for years. Yeah, I've been a picker, and I'm not just picking my nose, I'm picking stuff. What makes sense for me in my next decade, what makes sense to me? What's my destination? My destination is how do I want to spend my 60s? And Kara says, I really appreciate that inspiration. This app has really changed my life. Me too. Me too. Oh, Jermaine, hand me a tissue. You know something is important when it brings up emotion. This has been a really cool place to hang out. It really has. It has changed my life in so many ways. I don't even know if I can do a goodbye video. But man, being on TikTok really has changed my life on so many levels. And of course I put on freaking mascara and now I'm crying. It's okay. You guys, it's okay to grieve something that's dying that you cared about. It's okay. It's what we do as humans, real humans, not robots and not mean people. We don't tamp down our emotions. We don't tamp down our caring for people. This is the thing about a heart. If you use your heart, it may get broken, but it will mend and you'll continue to do it. Better to do that than have a heart made of stone. I don't know, I'm sure there's songs about it, but I can't think of them at the moment. But also, look what just happened to me. Look at that in real time. I had a thought that made me feel a feeling, and then it made me react physically. Your nervous system does that. And then I've allowed myself to feel it. It's kind of like a wave in the ocean. I allowed myself to feel it. It felt kind of embarrassing a little bit, oh my God, I'm crying in front of people. It's okay, I know this is a cool group of people. I then did something to help me. I reminded my body that it's okay, that things will be all right. I'm going to breathe, and I have a plan for the future. That allows me to continue, after that pause of humanness in front of you, to continue on for the next 36 minutes here on TikTok with you. To encourage you. To not just roll up in a ball and cry. Yes, cry, but tears are finite. Get those things out. Cry, throw up, pee, poo, get it all out of you. Scream, get it out. Flip the bird to everything. And also make a plan to not let all that stuff get you down. That is how they win, is by dividing and making you feel bad. Fuck that. Fuck that. Okay? Now, so, here we are. Here we are. I love it. Kara says, I hope you know the impact you have had. I'm marching into my 60s, focused, cleared, and decluttered. I love that. Thank you for sharing that with me. I didn't know when I was signing on to do a TikTok. My TikTok was a grand experiment. I was showing up live on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram, and on TikTok the same amount of hours. But man, did I really like this one the best, and everybody else did too, and this is where people were. So I said, why should I waste time where I don't want to be? I'm going to focus my time and energies on where I do want to be. Okay? Yeah, and Danny's Mess says, I'd rather love first even if pain comes later. And sometimes, and I'm not saying it's going to happen right now because I don't know, but there have been instances where something happens and that you feel shitty and something bad happens and you think this is awful, and yet maybe this burning down might be just what we need to grow something that's even better that we couldn't have even imagined. Okay? It's not goodbye. No. There we go. Sweet Rain Cynthia. And hey, thank you for sharing your first name. In case we haven't met, you guys, my name is Beth. My name is Beth. I grew up in Boston, the Boston area. I'm a total suburban girl. Boston area, and now I live in the Philly area. Happily married for 23 plus years to the love of my life that I would not have met had I not decided to do something that I wanted to do, but I was a little bit afraid of. Okay, same thing with TikTok. I kind of wanted to do it, but I was a little afraid and I didn't know, so I put a baby step in, a little baby step. Then I got more comfortable, and then I met some cool people, and then I hung out, and then it became comfortable, and now it's just part of my lovely habit. I know we all will go through withdrawal. We will go to be like, I can't go on TikTok. It's going to be awkward for a while. Allow it. Know that that's part of it. It's going to be like you want to call a friend who isn't here anymore. You know, it really is a death in the family. It really is. And flip the bird to somebody who says otherwise. Now, Cynthia is saying, look up the definition of emotion. It's a chemical burst that lasts about 6 seconds. Interesting. I will time myself the next time. Yeah. And here's a funny thing. It's just emotion that's taken me over. Tied up in sorrow, lost in my song. I won't sing the whole thing, but you know that was Samantha sang with the Bee Gees in the background. Hey, here's a fun thing. I just thought of this. The look of TikTok, the connection that we have here, may go away. The music of Destination Decluttered lives on in this 2-record set, live from Ronco. No, my husband Cliff made a Spotify playlist. I made the list and he put it on Spotify. If you Google Destination Decluttered on Spotify, you can hear a lot of the songs that I tend to burst out singing. So just think, the sound, not just the sound of Philadelphia, the sound of Destination Decluttered will live on even if TikTok goes dark. And if Spotify goes dark, we go someplace else. And that goes dark, we will just keep on moving. We are going to be flexible and nomadic until we find a home that is good for us. Okay? That's what we do. That is how we do it. Okay? That is how we do it. Okay? Now, here we go. I'm backing up. This is one thing I will not miss about TikTok, is I like to, I'm like, this is going to be a deep cut, but my Gen X people might remember. There was a commercial for Challenge Yahtzee in the 70s, and it had Oscar Madison and Felix Unger from The Odd Couple, Tony Randall and Jack Klugman. And it was like, first you go for the ones, then you go for the twos, then you go for the threes. That was Felix. And then Jack Klugman goes, no, you got to be bold, innovate. And he'd say, I'd rather be neat. And so I say to you, I'd rather be neat. I like to, kind of like a teller at the bank, I want to help people in the order in which your call was received. TikTok often scrolls to the bottom, the most recent comment. So I will be, like, just because we love TikTok, kind of like when somebody we know dies, nobody's perfect. TikTok is great about a lot of things. There were a lot of things I didn't care about it. So remember, it's not absolute, okay? So I say this. Thank you so much, you guys. What I ask you to do, first of all, when people are saying what an impact I've been made, I could read them all. I wish I could save them. Actually, I'm going to save these for myself, okay? Yep. I will follow you wherever you may go. Danielle Save You has changed so many lives, it won't stop here. Yeah, I love that I'm not the only one so sad about TikTok. Kara said, I hope you know the impact you have had. Danielle says to Cat Mama, I follow you wherever you may go. There is an ocean too deep. There's not an ocean. This is not goodbye. We will all be together, just in a different app. Cynthia saying, I can't believe what an impact you have made on my life. Mars Espy says, you are amazing. This is a great, great, great account. You know, Grace says, you have been an amazing coach for me. You are a blessing in my life. You know, 80s Girl Forever found my page a couple months ago and is so glad. Krug says, this week of 4 lives a day has inspired me, accomplishing lots of things. Thank you. Took notes all week. Okay, so all these good things, I read them to myself because I can't save those unless they come out of my word. But what I will offer to you, is this, couple things. Much like your brain, don't believe the first thing you hear. Always double check your sources. If it is valid, good, true information, it will hold up under scrutiny. Scrutinize what you hear and what you believe. Scrutinize it. Hold it up to the light. It's the same thing out in the world with news and social media posts. That is one way that you can feel fearful by not trusting what you hear. So hold it out to the light. Cite sources. Make sure they are authentic sources. I say this also in decluttering. Don't just believe the words in your head. Pull them out of your head and onto paper and hold them up to the light and say, is that really true? If that's true and it makes me feel crappy, can I change it? Sometimes what you say is not true at all. Okay, so please remember that. Gee, Schnauzer, nice to see you. Nice to see you. Yeah, Team Emmerich, Stephanie, I will be on YouTube. I will be on YouTube. I am already on YouTube. I will just show up at it's like my summer home, my main cabin, if you will, my house down the Cape. Actually, no, you know what it is for me? It's not as good as here, so I would say it with my Palm Springs house, but it's the place I'm renting until I find a better home. Okay? So, Abbott Elementary, grateful I'm able to savor these moments. I know they will continue to make our world crazy. We have control over whether we choose to have somebody drive us crazy. We can say, step out of the car, I'm taking over and I'm driving myself somewhere better. Okay? Thank you for just following me on YouTube. And seriously, I'm saying the best place to start too, in case something comes up in the meantime, is the Destination Decluttered email mailing list. My website is destinationdecluttered.com. Make sure you're on the email list. Sign up for it again. It can't hurt. I don't know. The reason I say that is because of this. Check it out. So I'm going away. Literally in 28 minutes, I shut this off. I'm going to download my other TikToks and I'm going to not be on here until a week from now. Who the hell knows what's going to happen in a week? Not me. But what I want to do, my plan already is as soon as I get my feet back on U.S. soil and I go and I check out my stuff, if TikTok's still here, you know I'm going to show up on TikTok. If YouTube is here, you know I'm going to show up on YouTube. Okay? However, oh shit. I'm trying to, it'll be fine. What I offer to you is this. I already have a plan in place. The first people who are going to know about where we're going to get together are the people on the mailing list. It's the only way I will be able to let you know when I schedule a YouTube live or a TikTok live. Okay, so Jellybee, YouTube, but better, please for yourself, if you want to know what time I will be showing up on YouTube, you get on the mailing list. Okay? You can do it. Okay. I don't know, Mosey, if YouTube is easy to use live. I have no idea. It is going to be a learning curve for all of us, but I'm going to choose to learn to use it from my perspective. We will get better at it. None of us knew how to use TikTok when it first showed up, but we tried a little bit at a time and we screwed up and we learned something and we built upon that knowledge. It's the same thing with decluttering. Show up, do a little bit, experiment, do it, find out what works, learn what doesn't, do something different the next time. Okay? So I just say this to you because we have an opportunity to really put in place, and this was the second thing, not only about checking sources of information, both externally and internally for truth, but also get practice with these tools I have given you. Practice. You have all the info you need from me to get started with any project, but let's even just talk about it in the silo of decluttering. You should know by now to start with calming down your nervous system. If you didn't know that, grab a piece of paper and write this shit down. Because in 25 minutes, I'm going to shut this off. And I get it. Seriously, you guys, I haven't even packed for my trip. Okay? So I literally have to throw a bunch of clothes in a suitcase and hop in the car and drive to the airport in like the next hour and a half. So write this down. This is good shit, Jay. Calming down your nervous system is the very first stop. Learn when you're not feeling good. Making sure you're making your human body feel as good as it can at that moment. If that means drinking water, drink water. Good idea, Beth. If it means eating something, eat something. Treat your car and your life and your body well. Put gas in the tank. Clean it out. Get the garbage out of it. Give it a tune-up. Let it rest. So brain, nervous system, body, start there. Everything will be easier when you deal with those 2 steps, okay? Pardon me. My nose is itchy. The next steps are going to be to ask yourself what you want. Now, that can be overwhelming and vague. I want a decluttered home. Destination decluttered. I am offering these. So what does I want a decluttered home? Try these descriptors. Write this down. What does it look like? How does it function? How does it feel? How do I feel when I'm in that house? Imagine that future state, that goal, and write down what it's like. Describe it. Have it come to life. Use your imagination. In this world of pure imagination, use your imagination. And don't just do it up here. Write it down. Create a vision board. But I highly recommend, honestly, writing it down using words. Because words are the things that make you feel a feeling. And if these words are not making you feel a good feeling, you can change those words to make you feel different. Okay? The next thing is, once you chunk it down and you establish your destination, you now have a line. Now, it's not going to be a straight line. We are not crows. We do not travel like the crow flies. It will be more like a wavy line. It will get there. And the more you stay with your eyes on the prize of your destination, and you allow yourself the occasional detour or things, and you say no big deal, but you notice when you're getting off track and you get back on track again, the sooner you will get there. And you know how to get there. You know there are things you can do in your home. So write down those lists of those things you can do. If that list seems long, that's okay. That's your master list. That's like your map of the U.S. when I'm driving from Pennsylvania to Palm Springs. That's the whole map. Do not be overwhelmed by it, but you've got to go through all those states to get there. Keep the master list and then chunk it down. Calm down, slow down, write down this stuff, then chunk down what you're doing. Chunk it down. Get it down to the one bite, one step. Chunk it down so small that your nervous system says, that's so small, I could do that. Okay? Lather, rinse, repeat. That's really what it's all about. When you start decluttering and you notice your nervous system, it's getting up again, calm it down. Use these tools over and over again. It is a powerful toolkit with just a few really good tools in it. Practice using the tools, you will become an expert. You will become better than you are with it. You're not going to be good at the beginning. That's okay. You're going to learn from your mistakes. Please do. You're going to choose to do something different the next time, I hope. Okay? Please, I hope you all read that, wrote that down. And it's never too late for you to start. I don't care how old you are. It is never too late for you to start going towards something you're excited about, no matter what it is. And screw the people who say you can't do it. They're just jealous because you're starting and they're not. Now, the good thing is, if you didn't write that stuff down, you're driving your car, whatever, as I am getting ready, I am going to be downloading this TikTok live to my photos and then uploading it to the YouTube channel. That may happen now. It may happen at the lounge at the airport. I don't know, wherever I have Wi-Fi. But this TikTok live and all of my other ones, except for the one that I mistakenly deleted when I was getting my nails done yesterday. That's why I rarely get my nails done. This will be there for you. So if you're like, oh crap, she had a lot of good stuff, you can rewatch it again. You can slow it down. You can pause it. You can rewind and write down these things. It's gold, Jerry. Okay, it's gold. Now, I'm going to, let's see, I'm going to say send code. Let me see if this works. Damn it. Okay, never mind. Okay, here we go. I'm going to dive back in because I want to hang out with you as opposed to just being on my Brillo box. You know why I call it my Brillo box and not my soapbox? Because Andy Warhol had one of his art things that was a Brillo box, and I always envision myself when I'm standing on my soapbox that my soap is Brillo, and I imagine myself standing on a box just like that, just like Andy Warhol's. All right, now we zooped. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to start from the bottom and work back up. Okay, TikTok, whatever. Penny Luck is asking, Penny Luck Myers, what's a possible effective response to a naysayer worse than a backseat driver? They're the same thing. They're the same thing. And pardon me for being rude, but I'll just say lovingly, shut the fuck up. Shut your mouth. Shut your mouth. Seriously, quiet them down. Talk to the hand. Shut them down. If what they're saying is making you feel bad, shut them down. They don't have the right to make you feel bad. Stop them. Okay? Now, do it with love, but do it with love for yourself. I don't deserve that treatment. Stop draining me of my limited energy, So seriously, quiet down the unhelpful voices, both internally, where the hell are they? I don't even know now. Internally and externally, okay? This is what you do internally and externally. It's the same thing, so you don't have to learn a different thing. You quiet them down. Right now, don't listen to, I don't want to say don't listen to the negative news. Don't listen to fear-mongers. Fear-mongering is making you feel afraid of something that doesn't exist. Fear-mongering is making you afraid of a shadow of something really small. There are certain things to be really afraid of. Those are the things that when you held them up to the light, you're like, damn Skippy, I should be afraid of this. And if you are afraid of it, then you can take action. Okay? So please, learn this from me. Here's my traffic cop hand. I'm giving it to you. Start practicing it. Simmer down now. Quiet them down. Calm down your nervous system. And when you're feeling better, your internal co-pilot will be finally, I have a moment to speak. Your internal co-pilot may sound like my voice. I don't know. People call it God. People call it, your soul, your spirit, whatever you want to call it. You have a loving, pure voice in your life and inside you, your spirit, the universe, whatever George, Fred, Wilhelmina, I don't care what you call it, but know that there is more than one voice in your world, your internal world and the external world. There is more than fear and shame and judgment and greed. There is love and curiosity and community and opportunity and encouragement at the same time. It's the age-old story, love and glory. It's like, you know what I mean? There's always, in the history of humanity, there's always been the fight between love and fear. What side are you going to be on? And I say that, yes, both externally in the real world that we're dealing with, but also internally in your internal world. Are you going to go through life like a fraidy cat, like I did for decades? Or are you going to quiet down the fear, calm it down, and take baby steps over to the other side? And notice how nice and better it feels. How you feel better every day when you move forward in love, when you speak with love to yourself. Then you start to speak with love to other people. Then you also create barriers. When people don't deserve your love, you can say no to them. There we go. I love it. German Maid says, I name my negative voice Steve. Shut the fuck up, Steve. Right? There we go. So please, it would be the best possible thing you could do to honor our time together if you practice what you learned here and you practiced it and you shared it. Go out and spread the word, you guys. We are like a freaking Fabergé organic shampoo commercial here. I'm telling you, and then you tell two friends, and they tell two friends, and so on and so on. I think they call that the network effect. They say that, it's, what's his face? Seth Godin, I think I got it from. Also, TED Talks, ideas worth spreading. I truly believe what I'm helping you with now is clutter, yes, but it's also a way of moving through the world. This is an idea, in my estimation, that is worth spreading. That's why I show up to spread it, to share it with you, because I think it will encourage you, that it will dust off your power that you have, that you will no longer be so afraid of the things that they are telling you to be afraid of while they rake in the millions and they don't give a freaking $7.25 an hour for people who are really struggling. I could go on, but you know. What I say is choose love over fear. Choose love over fear. Love for yourself, love for humanity, love for, I am not patriotic, but love for what this country has the potential to be. Love for your house to look good so that when everything may be falling apart outside it, you have a place where you can come and it's quiet and it's safe and it feels good and you feel good and you notice the evidence of you taking action to create a world you wanted, even if your world is just within your four walls. You did this. You made that happen. And if the chaos of the outside world is going to be draining a lot of us, I get easily drained, then we do need a place to go retire to, not to hide out, not like stop, drop, and roll or duck and cover, but to go and restore and then get back out and get back in again. I get knocked down, I get up again. They're never going to bring me down, okay? There's plenty of songs. You got this, okay? There we go. Sherry Hooper says, when I start to clean, I hear an inner voice called Beth. There we go. Decades ago when we closed the bar, the song they played was Good Night, Sweetheart. Good night, sweetheart. Well, it's time to go. Do, 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 do. I believe that was also the closing song on Sha Na Na, but that's just my Gen X head, right? I can think of all sorts of clothing songs. Closing time. It is. It's like, you don't have to go, but you can't stay here. That's how we are. We're all being kicked out of the club. But in the club, we all fam, okay? In this fam, we are just moving to someplace that wants us. The somewhere that's not being sabotaged and torpedoed, okay? So here's a funny thing. Folks are saying, and I guess this is a good thing, Cat Mama is saying 25,000, and I'm looking up and I see some hearts that say 25,000. That is really cool. The silly thing is, you guys, kind of like the stuff we hold on till the end of our life, after TikTok goes away, that won't mean a lot, but it means a lot to me right now. Okay? Carol Burnett song, yeah. I'm so glad we had this time together. Just to have a laugh and sing a song. Seems like we just got started, and before you know it, comes the time we have to say so long. But we are not saying so long. We are saying aloha, which is also hello, hello. I don't know why you say goodbye. I say hello. I'm saying this chapter, our mutual TikTok live, our mutual chapters. My TikTok chapter feels like it's winding to a close. I hope not. I hope there's some more pages in it. But let's write a new chapter. Okay? Let's write a new chapter. Ellen says shalom. I love it. See you later, alligator. I love it. Aloha. Catch you on the flip side, right? Let's catch ourselves on the flip side. Yeah, there you go. I think that's a proper response. Years in 1963. I cannot say goodbye. I'm going to cry and they get mad at our government. Yes. Melissa, the Spotify, I think you might be able to just declutter, or excuse me, you might be able to just type in Destination Decluttered. I'm not sure how their search feature works, but the Destination Decluttered playlist was made by my husband, Cliff Hillis. So if you Google him, you might be able to find that. And actually, that's a really good idea. Listen to me. Look at what I'm doing right now. I am writing a list. I'm checking it twice. Santa Claus is coming to town. Spotify to member page. You sign up for the mailing list. I can't do it before I leave for my trip, but when I return home from my trip, I will put a link to the Spotify playlist on the secret page where people on the mailing list go. So you can find that, okay? I hope it helps. All right. Hey, you guys, this is so cool. Yeah, and sorry, Mosey, Cliff, CliffHillis. Now, here's a really cool thing, and what a wonderful way to kind of start to wrap things up because I'm keeping an eye on the time. Carla Jane. Carla Jane has been showing up like a house of fire, I like to say, on the TikTok lives for the longest time. She is also one of my one-on-one coaching clients. And yesterday, she said, I'm going to do something I've been dreading and I've been afraid to do. Her mom passed away, and she knew she had to go down to the bank and close her mother's bank account, a bank account that her mom and her dad opened in the 1950s. This was something she knew she had to do, but she was feeling sentimental about it. And then yesterday she went down to do it. You guys, the bank was temporarily closed. So you know what she did? She said, you know what? That was a detour, but today I'm going to do it again. And I offered to her, hey, maybe you can schedule doing it and get back before noontime. We're all sending you good vibes. You can do it. Carla Jane says, y'all, because she's from Alabama, you held my hand. The account is now closed. A 50-something-year-old account closed. I bet you're feeling a bit of grief, a bit of whatever, but also it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay, you guys. Speaking of it's going to be okay, I'm not saying that to say don't do anything. I'm saying get practice taking action for what you believe in, okay? Get used to standing up, moving around, doing something. And I say this both for your clutter and outside the world. Don't just take it lying down. Put up a fight before you go down, okay? Now, I share this with you to say, take action. If you want, again, I know I sound like a broken record, but I'm seriously sending out a lifeline. If you want to stay connected, destinationdecluttered.com is my mailing list, or is my website. Scroll down to the bottom of the page. Sign up for the mailing list. You'll be safe. And yay, Carla, I'm so proud of you. And look, Erin from New York is saying yay, and we are all in this together. We are all in this together. And Sarah from Australia, I'm sorry you caught us. We Americans, you caught us at a very emotional time because this is a big deal for us. We have created communities here. We have met people through the power of the internet that we have something in common with, and we are walking ourselves through this journey called life. We know what it feels like to be connected to good people, and we aren't going to lose it. At least I'm going to do everything I can to make sure that this little tribe stays together, this little crew sticks together. I'm going to do my part. Are you going to do your part? Okay? This is good stuff. Maria, yay, you got me for another 10 minutes. Yeah. Sarah, thank you for good luck. It ain't easy. It is going to be a thing. But I want to share with you guys. Okay? Yes. Mosey says, we are going to follow you, Beth. We will be okay. Okay. So this is what's going to happen. Okay, Gen X is going to find her on Discord. Same username if anyone needs to chat. Love it. Seriously, you guys, we have 7 minutes here, and then I do need to hit the goodbye button because I need to make sure I have clothing in my suitcase for my trip, okay? But use this next 7 minutes, even if you're not chatting with me. If you see somebody whose name that you've hung out with before, exchanged niceties, maybe everybody, if you want to share what state you're in, maybe you guys are next door neighbors. Start to follow people. I have a finite amount of time on TikTok because I'm going and I'm leaving the country until next week. Or the week after. You have a few days yet. Use your time on here for good. Set yourself up for the next chapter. So you're not... Is everything okay? Hold on. Is everything okay? Hey! I hope everything's okay. Hold on. Boo-boo!
There was a ding at the door.
Oh, Jesus. Jesus, Johnny. God. He freaked me out. Everything's okay. But I heard my husband running down running down the hallway, and I'm like, what? That to me might be a thing. Okay, sorry. Whew, nothing to fear here. But seriously, welcome to my world. Okay? Yeah, German maid freaked me out too. It's all good. It's all good, you guys. I swear, they came and were grinding a stump today on our lawn. Why today? And I think they were putting the receipt in the box, and then the ring went off. You know, I know, breathe, right? Yes. Okay. We still have 5 minutes. We do. Everything, okay, husbands, yes. We love them. They annoy us. Okay? Take this time to make a plan. Take this time to look around this room right now, not this room, over there. Look in the comments here. Is there somebody you want to connect with or say hi to? You know, you want to share where you're from. You want to connect off, you know, you can start to follow each other. You can send each other messages, kind of like pen pals. Okay? Use whatever precious moments you have left for good. We have 5 minutes here. Maybe it's 4 minutes and a half. I'm going to stay till the very end. I will be the last one here. And if I didn't have these trips already planned, I'd be with you all this weekend on TikTok. Okay? So notice that. Notice how you show up in the world. You matter. And what you do makes a difference. Okay? What you do makes a difference. German Maid is on Blue Sky and Red Note. User 8274 is saying YouTube. Love Gardening is living in the suburbs of Chicago. What was that? Daddy was a cop on the east side of Chicago. There is no east side of Chicago. Back in the bad old days. In the heat of a summer night. In the land of the dollar bill. The night Chicago died. We're going out with a song in our heart. Okay? There we go. Moonstar Gazer. You and this is me. I connect people. I'm like Moonstar Gazer and somebody else said Love Gardening. Love Gardening and Moonstar Gazer. You both live in the Chicago suburbs. Okay? So, this is what I want to leave you with. Go out with a song in your heart. Do not be sad. Be motivated. Use this not as a time that your tears kind of put out the fire in your belly. Fan the flame. Keep the fire burning, as they would say in yacht rock. Okay? Do not extinguish your flame. It may be dimmed for a while. That's okay. You can do things to get it back up again. And please remember, you matter. You can do things. You have done things. You are doing something right now, and you will do cool things in the future. You have that power. You've always had that power. Some people try to make you feel powerless because then they have the power. And we flip the bird to them, okay? They're like jerky drivers on the road. We keep going. We ignore them like the jerkies they are, and we keep on driving, and we nod at the people who know what's going on, and we flip off the jerky drivers, okay? So, I say this to you. Stacy Babbage is saying the goal, not to completely discutter, but to improve the space, no matter how much done you have succeeded. Okay? So, here we go. We get the time clock, okay? Oceanana, thank you. I will enjoy every minute of my vacation. I will be thinking fondly of all y'all. I will be on YouTube. This is my plan, okay? I'm serious about this. I am going to return, obviously. And one of the first things I'm going to do is I'm going to see the lay of the land. Wherever we have a place to set up, we will. When I figure out what that is, if it's TikTok, we'll show up there. If it's YouTube, we'll show up there. When I figure out where we're going to pitch the tent, as it were, then the first thing I'm going to do is send an email out to the Destination Decluttered email mailing list. So get on the mailing list so you know I'm going to pick a day and a time, and we're just going to start this machine back up again. We are going on a temporary pause. And as I said, if it wasn't for my travels, but maybe now we have a break and you get to choose. You get to practice these tools. And we can be even more appreciative of something we took for granted, which was the ease with which we are able to assemble peacefully. A nation united cannot be divided. So let's not let them divide us, okay? Now, I'm going to get a little bit emotional. As I said, I don't know if I'm going to do a little TikTok video. We'll see it. But, yes, we are going to do this. I love it. Bobby's in Tampa. Thank you so much, you guys. This has been such a wonderful chapter in my life. I look forward to all of y'all being characters in this next chapter of my life that I write, okay? In the book of your life. This is maybe the end of one chapter. Let's make sure that the other one is good, okay? We can do it. Erin, love you, lady, right back. I am going to sign off right now. Okay? Give yourself time to feel the feels and then come back with even more determination to not let this kind of shit happen again. Okay? That's what I'm going to do. Come along with me. Okay? All right, you guys. This has been so good. This has been so good. So good. I'll be back. I want you there with me when I am. Okay?